Welcome Galactic family, there is only love. You all know that. You also know that everything else is illusory, and yet almost every day many of you inadvertently engage in judgment on others, often involved in your own beliefs and ingrained behaviors that you do not even realize you have committed these acts. Daily, taking the time to enter the sacred altar and relax in the divine presence, which is always there in each of you, the field of infinite and unconditional love that is your true nature, will help you if you so desire become increasingly aware of how their egos are constantly trying to distract them from perceiving others. Being aware of how others see them helps them to become aware of how their egos work, something that they are probably paying close attention to because they think mainly of their egoistic eyes. And this is not the case. The selfish eye is largely driven by feelings and emotions and generally responds rather than carefully respond, and these are not you. Many people seem to live at the center of their own personal universes, the ego universe, separated from all others by their own selfish and self-centered personalities. They are so involved in their own self-defense issues that the best way to ensure their personal safety is that they cannot conceive of any meaningful opinion beyond theirs. However, they are constantly seeking recognition and approval from others. The need to be right and the other wrong, except, of course, when others agree, is one of the main causes of conflict around the world, from individual relationships to international relationships. But when you want to live and engage in your true natures, you will see that your needs for judgment will weaken and then fall, to be replaced by compassion, pain, and suffering that you see in others. When you behave this way, you will almost never find yourself in conflict situations, and those with whom you interact will appreciate and honor your presences rather than competing with you for acceptance and approval. The true nature of each is love, as they are constantly being remembered by innumerable channeled messages, and yet almost always, as soon as they finish reading one of these messages, or very shortly thereafter, and recognizing their truths, they forget and, more once, slip into unconsciousness as they control their lives back to their egos, to autopilot. They return to respond to life instead of responding with focused intent as their daily lives unfold. It often seems that when they are in the world, in their workplaces, and even sometimes in their domestic environments, they are under the threat of judgment and disapproval, insofar as many of the others with whom they interact in them environments, too, experience these kinds of feelings. In these settings, the lack of trust is very palpable to everyone present, and each person is feeding it with the energy of their own sense of inadequacy, fear, that feeds on themselves. However, if you can consciously keep your intentions of just being love, you will see that stress and tension in these environments diminish only with your presences. Pretending to be just loving, then lovingly engaging, will bring into your consciousness the realization that your spaces, one's personal world, wherever they are, actually become quite peaceful, and this, it is because all of you are incarnate love, and love is always gentle and peaceful. All who are reading this message and others of a similar nature have chosen to be on earth at this time as people to help in the process of the awakening of humanity by living and engaging with their true natures, love, bringing loving energy into their daily interactions with others. Others will feel the energy, although they may well not know what they are feeling. They will find themselves relaxed in their presence, in a sense that they are in a safe place, their spaces/worlds, and consequently will communicate much freer and easily. This is what they are for on this earth, to provide a safe space for others, which is not threatening and indeed welcoming, because, when people feel secure, they can open to love and, of course, to the field of divine love that surrounds you, at all times, patiently awaiting your acceptances. Open yourself completely to wake up. But because of their deep-rooted beliefs and fears, opening up to love takes time. Many believe that if they become loving, behaving and interacting lovingly with others, they will be taken advantage of by those who are more smart and who will be deceived or disappointed. And if an experience like this actually happens to them, it will take much longer for them to begin to interact lovingly again. And during that time, it is quite normal to temporarily retreat into the apparent sense of a need for security, building defenses and choosing not to trust or to become lovingly involved. Of course, in the spiritual realms, everyone has guides and mentors constantly caring, looking forward to being asked to give assistance, always extremely willing to respond immediately to their calls. When in doubt, call for them. And when you do, with your help, you can intuitively feel when someone is not being totally honest with you and then avoid unsatisfactory interaction. There is a big difference between being loving and being gullible, and your intuitions are very good at understanding this and recognizing the difference. So what I am telling you here today is that you are beings of the light, dear children of God, and that your true natures are therefore love. You are on earth to remember this, and from that state, being loving at all times, and in doing so, and there are countless numbers of you on earth, in the present doing so, increasing and accelerating the process of awakening humanity. The humanity that is about to awaken has been deeply asleep for a long time, and you have chosen to be here demonstrating love in action to ensure that awakening can occur without problems and quickly. For this, we cannot honor it enough, but we can offer them our constant and loving support, which, when they choose to ask and accept it, is far more powerful than they imagine. Be you, be love, and know that you are enormously helping humanity in your awakening process. Your loving brother, Jesus.